right, everyone, welcome back into another fantasy golf video, touching on the best bets here for the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Let's get into it. So let's just go ahead and take a peek at which golfers have the best outright tag for this tournament. All right, so clicking on the outright tag, which golfers are coming in with the outright tag? These are going to be the golfers that we probably want to prioritize the most. And we'll see that this week it's not going to be that big of a surprise as to which golfers we want to be on. We got Tony Finau popping up in there. He is the best odds bet to win right now. Winner of the tournament last year. Makes sense. You know, top 6 staff hit, top 5 specialist, top 5 in recent form, coming in as the 4th best pick in the 9-5 model. The best pick is actually going to be Ricky Fowler. And honestly, if he doesn't get it done this week, it's tough to see him getting it done any other week. The stars are aligning for him this week. I think Ricky Fowler is going to be one of my favorite bets. Let's continue on. Max Homa. You know, he's been a little bit spotty, okay? The consistency round by round has just not been there for Max Homa. He's kind of battling through it. So I might just not bet Max Homa outright, but I think I would be fine betting Tom Kim and Hideki Matsuyama outright as well. So we'll see Tom Kim here, 7th at this tournament last year, and we can see stat fit wise going to be a great stat fit. So you guys see key stat 1, key stat 2, key stat 3, key stat 4. We'll pull up the tournament info. We can see ball striking, strokes gained approach, birdie or better percentage, and good drive percentage. We take that further, strokes gained differential, par 5 scoring. Those are all going to be key stats that we're looking at as well. Coming in as the 4th best stat fit in the field. Okay, course history wise, 3rd best with that 7th place finish, 15th best in recent form rank. That is going to be due to the fact that he did have some bad starts mixed in there. Has since bounced back with an 8th at the US Open, and really just 3 out of 4 really good rounds last week. The one bad round coming on Saturday, kind of while he was in contention. So a little bit worried there, but this should be a good track for him. And then Hideki Matsuyama is actually someone that is really pulling in as a strong outright bet this week, which sounds weird to say because he had been someone that had been struggling a little bit in terms of upside finishes. We can see based off of the recent form, over his past 9 starts, he's only had 2 top 10 finishes, with one of those coming last week though. Last week's tournament ended up playing a little bit easier than expected. And so it was nice to see that Hideki actually went out and played well. And if we look at the specialist data, I'll pull this up here for you guys. When we look at the best golfers on easy scoring tracks, Hideki is actually number 1 in the field over his past 5 starts. That is extremely interesting to me. And we can see some other players popping up in there. Tom Kim, Sungjae Im, and Justin Thomas. So it kind of makes sense why Sungjae Im and JT, 2 players that have been struggling on easier scoring track or had been struggling prior to last week's tournament. It kind of makes sense now why they played well last week because they're popping up as players that play, you know, better on those easier scoring tracks. So definitely interesting there, I thought. But yes, Hideki, I think, makes a lot of sense as an outright bet. So far, I really like Ricky as an outright bet. I like Tom Kim, and I like Hideki. Okay, let's go ahead and look at some other possible outright bets. Okay, these are going to be players that are good enough, but not checking all the boxes in terms of outright winners. You look at this with the US Open, Wyndham Clark was a possible outright bet that you could have ended up on. We got JT, Sungjae Im, both players that if you want to, you could outright bet. And the thing with those 2 players is we know they're world-class players. It doesn't take world-class players typically that long to figure it out. And once they do, they can win. So I don't mind them. Jaeger has been someone that has been casually popping up a bunch this season. My worry is that the form has been trending in the wrong direction. I would say, you know, his 7 straight May cuts, I wouldn't be almost surprised to see him miss the cut, although did play well at this track last year. 9th best specialist, 9th best recent form in the field. So he could have a good week. And then Benny Ann casually popping up in there. I don't know if I really love that, but also we do have Adam Hadwin popping up in here. Adam Hadwin could be someone that we could be thinking about this week. 37th at this tournament last year, miscut, and then 4th 3 years ago. So pretty good stuff there. He has been someone that, yes, more or less a made cut probably bet, or top 40 bet. And I think we can get some good odds. We'll check on that in a little bit here. And then let's just look at some possible outright bets, long shot bets that we can be on. So the whole point of this tab is to just tell us which golfers that we could be on if they're long shot bets. Now, I actually don't mind the idea of betting Collin Morikawa in general, because I think he's due for kind of a bounce back, strong resurgence week. And if we look at the key stats, he is the best stat fit and best specialist in the field. I expect him to have a good week. Alex Smalley is someone that's casually popping up in there as a pretty decent outright bet as well. I guess it just won't be shocking to see him go out and win. I don't know if I exactly trust it. I don't know if I exactly want to go out of my way to outright bet him, but I might go with these next few. We got Austin here, who's popping up. He does have course history, although it was a miscut 2 years ago. Key stat wise, good enough. 21st best staff in the field. We can see recent form wise though has been crushing it. 27th, 10th, 29th, 15th, 2nd. Over his past 5 starts, best in the field. So that's mostly due to Ricky Fowler obviously missing the cut somewhat recently as well, but he is someone I think we're going to be looking at. And then Aaron Rye. Aaron Rye is definitely a GPP only type play and a long shot bet only type play as well. Recent form kind of been there, 20th, 3rd, withdrawal, 12th. 3 bad starts, 13th. So it's all over the map with Aaron Rye. The thing is, he can produce good results. He's a pretty good stat fit across the board. Top 10 there, top 10 pick in the 9-5 model. I think we do much worse than Aaron Rye this week. So let's go ahead and take a peek at their outright odds. All right, so just taking a look at all the outright bets that we are getting, kind of the ones that I just highlighted that I think I want to be on. Let's go ahead and toss in Colin Morikawa in there as well. And then we can find out where we want to be making these outright bets. Okay, where are we getting the best odds? Let's start out with Ricky Fowler. So Ricky Fowler, the best odds bet we're going to get is probably DraftKings 14-1 and William Hill 14-1. He is someone that we know over his past 20 starts has not had a win. He's been in contention a bunch. 14-1 seems like pretty good odds. And I guess one thing that I should point out is that as a whole, the best likelihood we have for someone to win is like 7% for Tony Finau. It's very spread out. So if there's ever a week in which we are probably getting a decent edge on the sports books in terms of players that have a good chance to win, it's going to be this week, okay? But it is going to be a higher variance week as well. I would say, though, the elevated field events that we've had this season have actually led to higher variance in terms of outright winners. For whatever reason, I'm not exactly sure. Like Keegan Bradley win last week was pretty random, okay? I'm sure he could have found some reasons to maybe be on him, but all in all, pretty random. And I think that's due to the nature of the elevated field offense. I don't know. There's something there that has been occurring this season. But yes, I think Ricky's going to be the best pick to win. If I had to pick one winner to win, I think it'd be him. Then we go ahead and look at Colin Morikawa. So Colin Morikawa has been struggling as of recent. We are getting some decent odds on him. If you guys are in Vegas, Circa is giving 18-1 odds there. I don't mind that. His average odds are about 15.3-1. I don't mind rolling with that. I think I'd rather go with Hideki where, BetMGM, we can get 18-1 odds. He has been someone that has just been playing some really solid golf. And you would say, given how well he's been playing, he is due for a win. Finally had that upside. If I had to pick 2 players to win, it'd be Ricky and Hideki, 18-1 and 14-1. I really like those odds that we were getting there. We could go a step further, look at Tom Kim. The best bet that we're going to get on him is going to be 20-1 on DraftKings Sportsbook. He is someone that just a good staff hit, good result at this tournament last year. Just 2 starts ago at the U.S. Open, did have a top 10 finish. And if we look at the difference between Vegas rank to win and kind of my 9-5 rank, he has a big separation there. So I'd like to see that a little bit. We can look at Austin here as well. 50-1 odds is pretty darn good for him. He's someone that has been trending in the right direction. Wouldn't be surprising to see him win. Aaron Rye, 60-1 on Bovada. If you guys are someone that bets there. And then looking at Kevin Yu. I did want to toss in Kevin Yu because he kind of feels like he could be the Nate Lashley winner this week. Nate Lashley won 4 years ago. He's a really good staff hit, coming in pretty good recent form. Kevin Yu, just 101 odds, feels a little bit too long. I kind of mentioned this last week where, on paper, just an elite play. We know we're worried about the injury that he's coming in on, but staff hit wise, he checks the boxes in a bunch of stats that we want to be on for him. Like looking at Kevin Yu, staff it wise, he is top 3 or better in the field in 3 of the key stats that we are looking at this week. That is insane. Okay. The worry with him to me is going to be like the weekend golf that he played last week. I would see that as fatigue coming in off of that surgery, playing in his first event. That does worry me. That could happen again, but he had been someone that had been playing some pretty solid golf. So overall, coming in as a really, really good option, it seems like. And the odds just seem to be a little bit too long for how good of a play he is this week. So maybe another better made cut bet. Let's go ahead and just take a peek at some other bets that we can go in and bet. All right, so as I was going through the research, I kind of just realized that the best bets that we are going to get are going to be these top 20 base bets. We're getting pretty good numbers across the board for all of them. So sure, we can start out with Ricky Fowler on DraftKings, going to get 0.87-1 odds for him, as well as Colin Morikawa, 2 top 20. So let's say you bet $5, you're going to win about $4.35. Not terrible. Move on to Hideki and Tom Kim. We're getting about 1-to-1 odds. So you bet 5, you're going to win 5. Sorry, profit 5. Not terrible odds. Like I am pretty comfortable betting those. And then we're starting to get some pretty good odds with Austin, maybe Alex Smalley as well, Aaron Rye. Those are all pretty good ones. Adam Hadwin, I think, is going to be a pretty good one there as well. And then Kevin Yu, I'm fine with that. Now, obviously, the lower we go on, the safer bet would probably be the top 40 or make cut as well. That's going to be up for you guys to decide. I like to highlight the top bets, the top plays that are kind of misvalued across the industry, and have you guys decide what you want to do from there. Real quickly, we'll take a peek at which golfers are most likely to have the first round lead, because I don't have the tee times as I'm making this video. So Vegas is currently giving Ricky Fowler the best odds to have the first round lead, and I probably agree with that, but we are getting some really good numbers there. 25-1 there for Ricky Fowler to have the first round lead. And look at BetMGM here, and I want to call this out because you can bet placement bets by round on BetMGM, so they're probably going to be paying out some good top 5 bets there as well. So probably a good idea to just bet based off of this. And then just looking at which golfers rank out the best to have the first round lead, Colin Morikawa, Ludwig. A lot of people are going to probably bet him. I don't mind that. We can get 55-1 odds out there on Bet365. William Hill as well. It's not terrible. Jaeger, not terrible. Brian Harmon popping up in there. All right. Max Homa, I don't know about that. Benny Ann, Ricky Hideki, Aaron Rai. We have some interesting names. And typically speaking, I do like to do the early tee times. We'll see if that holds up this week. But obviously, we don't have that just yet. So I just want to give that out to you guys in case we do get that. But that's going to be all for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed the coverage. If you did, you know what to do. Give that like and subscribe. That helps the channel. Let's have a good slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.